The Obama administrations, they maximized their mandate fully. We remember Obamacare was the hallmark achievement of Obama's term. We forget how extremely controversial, divisive that was at the time.
That was passed with a supermajority in Congress.
Right, but the point is that basically demonized
and Biden asked him to do that when?
School board meetings.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. When did Biden ask him to do that?
Garland collaborated with Biden
to
send that memo
ask him to do that?
weaponizing the FBI and law enforcement
Garland.
Yo, what it do, man? Welcome back to Reggie Red's Reaction. And it's your boy, Reggie Red. Now, before we get started, man, I gotta shout out some new subscribers that subscribe to my channel. Like, I'm building it up slowly but surely. And I'm thankful for it. Everybody that subscribed so far. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all. And I got one, let's see, number 73 at Ninja Master 1. I appreciate you. And then at number 21, I got at News, Views, and Truth. Appreciate you. Let's keep it going. Let's rock it. Glad you all rocking with me. But yeah, we're gonna get into this debate video with Adam Micall. You know what I'm saying? My number one favorite YouTuber, debater. Like I said, he be crushing shit all the fucking time, and they can't keep up with him. And like I say, and he young, like dude, he be crushing their ass, like flat out. So we gonna get all up in that. We gonna get into it. And if you like this video by the end, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And hit them alert bells too, so you know when I'm dropping my next video. Let's jump into it.
Remember me. Fuck that shit, man.
a ton of
Donald Trump on
orders.
his first day issued a historic amount, and since then he has been subverting Congress. He appointed Elon Musk in this special position, and it seems like they were subverting the power of the purse the entire time. At the end of the day, Congress has been Donald Trump has been stomping on them, not even paying attention to them. He has absolutely been consolidating power by appointing loyalists into key positions across agencies, and then those agencies, I mean,
let's talk about who's
directly,
setting
The
precedent
president
here.
of the United States appointed people who support his agenda to place in the federal government?
Are you telling me that you're okay
Oh my
with
goodness.
Donald Trump asking Pam Bondi directly? It was supposed to be a DM, and he accidentally posted it. Don't just come on now. This is unprecedented.
All presidents appoint their supporters and the people who support
Do they
their
ask
agenda
their
to federal
supporters to
agencies.
indict 3 people, and then two of those 3 people are then indicted?
Work their members of Congress
this is
from their
dishonest.
party to pass their agenda.
This is
Whether
dishonest.
if you have the party if your party is in charge in Congress, they look to the president to set the agenda for the party. After all, in the elections, people who turn out to vote are typically voting.
So
for the
Biden never
presidential
weaponized
candidate.
his DOJ, and that's what you're saying. Biden never asked.
No, he absolutely did.
When did he ask
You want to
Merrick
talk
Garland?
about lawfare?
When did he ask Merrick Garland to go after someone? Trump sent a
Oh,
DM
wait.
to Pam
Wait
Bondi.
a minute,
This is
wait a minute.
unprecedented.
The Merrick Garland who sent the parental rights memo
So did
that
Bi-
basically demonized
And Biden
parents
asked him
that
to do that
protested
when?
at
Did
school
Biden?
board meetings.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. When did Biden ask him to do
Blaming
that?
Trump and Republicans, both equally, and Dems in Congress about the same. But really, Trump and Republicans in Congress have slightly more of the blame here, which is not typically how this goes for the party that is trying to reopen the government without making a deal.
It is a stalemate. I think it's about which party has the most tolerance for political pain at the end of the day, because both are going to suffer in their districts across all of these states. But the fact is that the Democrats turned into a circus what should have been a simple housekeeping measure, which was extending the Biden levels of spending in a clean CR. And it was clean. It was very clean. But instead, they decided to die on the hill of making into perpetuity a COVID-era subsidy. Are we in COVID, guys? We're no longer it's not the pandemic anymore, right?
Increasingly, you're hearing Republicans saying we need to fix the healthcare
Yeah, you said
part of
that-
this. Like they recognize it's a problem.
You said that Democrats are dying on this hill, but a lot of Republicans are climbing up the same hill right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been outspoken about it. Mike Johnson got confronted on C-SPAN the other day by a Republican. I don't know. I know I'm a lot younger than you, so I'm closer to like 5th grade government 101, but this takes compromise. If you have 53 Republicans and you can't get 7 Democrats to sign on, that means they're not compromising. There were 13 CRs passed under Biden because they let Republicans into the room and they said, listen, You guys can talk to us. We'll talk to you. We'll negotiate. In this case, Democrats are essentially being shut out, and Donald Trump is posting AI memes of Hakeem Jeffries with a sombrero. So if you want to
They
talk about a
both are.
circus,
It's a meme war. They
it's
both
reciprocal
are.
from the Democrats. Donald Trump is the president. He should have a
So
say.
let me just, real quick, Scott, let me play. This is Trump in 2019, back when he was president, okay? So he was in the White House, and he was the one trying to keep the government shut down until he got his border wall. And here's what he said.
We really have no choice but to build a powerful wall or steel barrier. If we don't get a fair deal from Congress, the government will either shut down on February 15th again, or I will use the powers afforded to me under the laws and the Constitution of the United States to address this emergency.
Now, I want to start with the Trump part of this, which is what Bannon notes in this piece, which is essentially that he's treating Congress just as like, you know, a ceremonial thing that's there to just like sign off on his policies. And that is kind of how Congress is behaving in this moment. So I'm not surprised, I guess, I don't know if you are, that Trump feels like he can kind of do whatever he wants in this moment.
So I agree that Congress needs to rediscover its agency and actually start acting like Congress, start legislating, end the shutdown, all of that jazz. But I think it would be really silly to accuse Trump of being, again, this like unilateral executive when under the Biden administration, the Obama administrations, they maximized their mandate fully. We remember Obamacare was the hallmark achievement of Obama's term. We forget how extremely controversial, divisive that was at the
That
time.
was passed with a supermajority in Congress.
But the point is that he pushed it through.
I mean, that was
Trump
a
is ruling through
legislative
executive.
accomplishment
Yeah.
that was passed with. They needed 60 votes to get that done, and they got it done with 60 votes.
Biden
And I don't think
instituted.
there's anything that they've gotten 60 votes.
Trump is
of
ruling the executive
significance in
order.
If you want to
Congress.
talk about rule by executive order, Biden issued a ton of
Donald Trump on his
orders.
first day issued a historic amount, and since then he has been subverting Congress. He appointed Elon Musk in this special position, and it seems like they were subverting the power of the purse the entire time. At the end of the day, Congress has been Donald Trump has been stomping on them, not even paying attention to them. He has absolutely been consolidating power by appointing loyalists into key positions across agencies, and then those agencies, I mean,
Let's talk about who's
They have no argument, bro. They have no argument. Everything that they saying, trying to blame Biden for, but excuse Trump for, like you could see it, man. It is so crazy and it's so wild how these people dance around shit when it come to Trump. But you keep mentioning Biden this, Biden that. Dog, y'all know damn well that Trump in this second term is way worse than anything Biden did. And they know that. That's what's so frustrating about it, because they so damn disingenuous. It's like, be real, bruh. If you plug Biden or Obama into the same spot that Trump is in, pull out Trump, put in Obama or Biden, and then you'll see the hypocrisy. Because the same thing they say Trump is doing or Biden is doing, Trump be doing. And sometimes Trump will call out some fucked up shit that the other party is doing, but it's really that's him doing it. That's why they say the projection is a motherfucker, boy. And you can always tell too, because when Trump start projecting this bullshit onto the other party, that's really him that's really want to do that.
The president of the United States appointed people who support his agenda to
Are you
place in
telling
the federal
me?
government.
Are you telling me that you're okay
Oh my
with
goodness.
Donald Trump asking Pam Bondi directly? It was supposed to be a DM, and he
Come on.
accidentally posted it. Don't just come on now. This is
All presidents
unprecedented.
appoint their supporters and the people who
Do
support
they
their
ask
agenda
their
to federal
supporters to
agencies.
indict 3 people, and then two of those
all
3 people are
presidents
then indicted?
work their members of Congress
this is
from their
dishonest.
party to pass their agenda?
This is
Whether
dishonest.
if you have the party if your party is in charge in Congress, they look to the president to set the agenda for the party. After all, in the elections, people who turn out to vote are typically voting.
So
for the
Biden never
presidential
weaponized
candidate.
his DOJ,
So-
and that's what you're saying. Biden never asked.
No, he absolutely did.
When did he ask
You want to
Merrick
talk about
Garland? When did he
lawfare?
ask Merrick Garland to go after someone? Trump sent a
Oh,
DM
wait.
to Pam
Wait a
Bondi.
minute,
This is
wait a minute.
unprecedented.
The Merrick Garland who sent the parental rights memo
So did
that
Bi-
basically demonized
And Biden
parents
asked him
that
to do that
protested
when? When
at
did
school
Biden?
board meetings.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. When did Biden ask him to do that?
Garland collaborated with Biden
When
to
did Biden
send that
directly
memo
ask him to do that?
weaponizing the FBI and
hold
law
on.
enforcement
Biden,
to
Garland collaborated with Biden.
the Biden administration. Yes.
Okay.
That was their
Garland
policy. I mean,
collaborated
it was
with
the
Biden.
administration's
And I think
policy.
that,
It absolutely
Adam's
was.
question, and it's a question I guess apparently this comes up on the show every other day, is where is the evidence that that was directed by the White House? Where's the evidence that it was directed? And I'm
They have
going to
none.
broaden it, like not just the president, because you could argue that if you're going to compare apples to apples, the direction needs to come from the president, but from the White House. Where's the evidence of that?
Where's the evidence they disagreed with it? Is this not his
Wait,
administration's
disagreeing
policy?
with it is not a crime.
That's a totally different.
Is it not his?
That's a
Is it not
totally
his
different
policy?
thing.
Was it not his
Where
administration's
is the
policy?
evidence? Where's the evidence that it
Where
was
is the evidence that he wasn't happy with his own
But hold on a
administration's
second,
policy?
Scott. I actually think that's a really important point because whether it is agreement or disagreement, both of those things would be involving themselves in what's going on at DOJ in a way that most presidents don't, and that Donald Trump is. So whether or not they said do this or don't do that, both of those things would actually be off limits in a world in which
I-
DOJ
That's the
I don't
executive
is
agree.
allowed
branch.
to
I
pursue.
love-
That's what the
If Joe
executive
a
branch
Biden-
world in which DOJ
If
is
Joe
allowed to
Biden
pursue the
was
rule of law.
mad about
I
Merrick
mean,
Garland
do
going
you
after
think-
ordinary parents, he could have put a
but
stop to
Scott,
it. But I
do you,
think he loved
do you
it.
think
I think
that
he
the
loved it.
president should be engaged one way or another, saying affirmatively or saying negatively about what the DOJ is doing?
I have told you many times.
You
I
think
think it's
so?
fine for the president to express opinions about how his
He
administration
directly
operates.
asked
Okay.
her. I love
And I
watching
also
the
think it's fine
conservatives
for
duck and
processes.
dodge.
Listen,
No
no,
answer.
but
executive
I think that this is super important.
This shit, it's like I said, it's getting frustrating, bruh. Because they know like, how do Republicans do this shit? They twist and turn everything around. It's like, bro, like, how can you say this about Biden but not Trump? You say he colluded with Garland, but yet Trump putting out True Social posts, who we thought it was a DM, which he really shouldn't be even using that shit to communicate, not as a president, where your shit can easily get hacked. Like this he's breaking all kind of laws and norms and everything. Like they supposed to be recording that everything Trump do and say, any little thing he write down, any kind of messages he send, that shit supposed to be recorded and archived. But he said, fuck that shit. Fuck using secure servers. Like, if motherfucker, like, the security right now is so fucking weak and fragile that I'm just glad ain't shit really major happen to this country yet. Because we got motherfuckers at the top who is so motherfucking incompetent. Like, and that's what happens when you pick who's gonna be loyal to you before who can actually get the job done. Who's actually qualified for that position. And that's why I be talking about, like, with that merit-based shit, like it's like the hypocrisy is astounding. How can you talk about merit-based, you going back to merit-based, but that ain't how you choosing your people? You didn't choose your people based off of merit. It's like, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. But when we talk about it, we gotta be real about it, because ain't no point, or else you just wasting your breath.
Because Adam's making an important point. Trump said, you're not doing your job. In fact, he said something very similar just the other day. I mean, you're not doing your job. He called out 3 names. 2 of those people have been indicted. So that's more than just expressing an opinion. That was in order
It is
to
extraordinarily
his Attorney General.
naive to believe that the Biden Department
We're
of
being
Justice
naive?
operated as some disembodied, floating,
But you have no
quasi-
example.
No, but see,
magical
no.
seahorse.
I love
out in the
watching
ether.
You don't
That's
think
not the way it
knows
works.
what his
Abby,
department's
Sister
Not the way it
doing?
works.
Those are his departments.
All right, go ahead.
It's
I mean,
executive
for me,
branch.
the problem is, especially Brother Scott, though, man, if one side is doing something immoral, all you're going to do is point out what the other side did that was
What is immoral?
There is no
What is immoral?
equivocation here.
Tell me
though.
what's immoral.
The violation of constitutional separation of sites and spheres.
Who set that
What is
precedent?
immoral?
If
Who
one
set that
party is
precedent?
weaponizing, you say the other party is
I love
weaponizing.
watching the
So
conservatives
that
on
we
this
never
panel.
get beyond any kind of immorality, we just rationalize more immorality, concentration of power, and you end up
I
in
mean,
the
I
end,
think that that's
for the-
fundamentally
for
I
the
mean, look,
fascism. That's how
I
you.
think
That's how you
that
end
there
up
are
with
quibbles
fascism.
about whether
No
or
morality
not
whatsoever.
you guys have proof of your allegations of weaponization, which I've heard none so far at this table.
2013,
But even,
I
Even
read
if you did have
but even
weaponization of
if
both,
you
so what? They're
do-
both wrong. They're both
Yeah,
wrong.
right,
They're both
exactly.
wrong.
So even if you do, wouldn't the correct response be to restore actual rule of law in those institutions as opposed to further weaponizing them?
Absolutely.
Are you sure that the people who've been indicted aren't guilty?
That's not the
I didn't-
point.
Combs
That is not the point.
I didn't make any statements
But-
about their guilt or innocence.
But you seem to
I'm
think it's a
Scott.
violation of the rule of law for a grand jury to have indicted
No,
them.
Scott,
Scott.
that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about Donald Trump's role in directing his attorney general about who to prosecute. That's what we're talking
Who
about.
then has to go to a grand jury and present evidence and go through the process like everybody else in this
But
country.
the first prosecutor, Eric Siebert, didn't want to do it, so Trump
Okay.
forced him out. I love watching the
The grand
conservatives.
jury met.
Listen, I
They
love watching the
brought
conservatives
charges.
on this
I know you
panel
don't wanna believe
dodge
it,
and
but they
weave with
did.
zero evidence whatsoever of any weaponization. I've asked you this multiple times, and you have no evidence, yet Donald Trump tried to send Pam Bondi a DM. This should be embarrassing that you are defending the President of the United States as he is directly asking.
I'm defending
All right.
a process of grand
Josh
juries that's
Rogan,
existed in this country for a very
I
long
want
time.
to just raise this one with you because one of the other things here in this journal story is that the business leaders are saying that they are afraid to speak out about Trump.
Totally.
I don't think anyone wants to suffer the consequences of any public comment whatsoever that might be interpreted as an excuse to go after them. This is the chief executive of the Partnership for New York City, a business group here in New York. The vibe is Trump is so powerful.
Yeah.
Is using the White House as a weapon. Business leaders are like, we'd rather just stay out of the fray.
Yeah, not just business leaders, academic institutions, law firms, think tanks, non-governmental organizations, you name it. The Trump administration has taken an unprecedented policy of extorting these institutions to toe the Trump political line. And that is the stuff of dictatorships and authoritarian regimes like Hungary or Saudi Arabia or Turkey or Russia or China.
Yeah, man, this administration is through. Like, cause these people, they ain't gonna be able to keep trying to defend this shit. Like they are embarrassing themselves trying to compare Trump to Biden, Trump's DOJ to Biden's DOJ, which I hate when they say because it wasn't even Biden's DOJ. Ain't like he was sitting there controlling them like puppets, not like how Trump is doing. I mean, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. And they try to take any little thing that might be construed, and I'm talking about they use that and go full force with it. That ain't how it's supposed to be, dog. This shit is crazy as fuck. It's hella crazy. I don't know what we gonna do about these people, but I hope in 2026 they get Trump ass the fuck up out of here. But yeah, man, that's it. That's it for today. Just the little debate thing. You know, I had to play my favorite debater on YouTube, Adam Micall. He, like I say, he be killing motherfuckers all the time. All the time. But yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll be back later with some more videos. Peace.